Hello, I'm Jim Lampley, and welcome to another special retrospective look at a big fight of recent vintage on HBO's World Championship Boxing. On this program, we go back to November 8, 2003, to Antonio Tarver's fateful first meeting with Roy Jones. The two fighters had known each other since their boyhoods in Florida, but by the time Tarver actually got Jones into the ring, he felt as though he had had to carp and snipe at the better-known champion for 2 years just to get him there. The fight took place later in the year in which Jones had gone up to heavyweight to win a title belt there from John Ruiz. And the question of how much energy Jones sacrificed getting from heavyweight back down to the 175-pound limit would ultimately play big in the fight. Here's how I called it with George Foreman and Larry Merchant.
Round one begins. Tarver is longer, and with the southpaw style, hopes to land something big. His left hand over the top, by far his strongest punch. Jones hopes to use his superior mobility and boxing skill to make himself difficult to find and to make Tarver pay when he misses.
Jones has got to realize he is not the champion tonight. He's the challenger, which means that he's got to attack, win every round if he want to take this title away from this man. You can't go in with this superior feeling. I'm the heavyweight champ of the world. I've been the light heavyweight title holder. You got to start from scratch.
Against John Ruiz, he was able to attack selectively and to defend effectively.
And he attacked, and that's how he won, on point. Tarver, at the same time, has got to not give this man any respect. Stand your ground, believe you are the champion. Jones. If you believe you are the champion, you can win this thing.
Jones landed a little left hand up and under Tarver's chin. Tarver tries to get started with the jab upstairs. Jones short with jab to the body. Tarver, because he's long, exposes his rib cage. Jones says, there's work to be done there. I'm going to the body and ripping it.
I like Tarver. He stays right in his stance. Hasn't jumped, missed, or anything. Stays right in his hands up in position.
Jones, straight right hand, glanced past Tarver's right cheek.
Jones very conscious of the left hand of Tarver, probably believing Tarver cannot beat him with that right hand.
Roy Jones has winged a few and missed, fell short because of that height and the reach advantage that Tarver has. He's on you, but yet you're not on him.
14 months since Roy Jones last fought as a light heavyweight against Clinton Woods in Portland, Oregon last September. Incidentally, Woods, fighting for one of the light heavyweight titles yesterday, fought to a draw in England with Glencoff Johnson.
Roy Jones has tried his feinting and hasn't moved Tarver 1 inch.
Nevertheless, Jones is throwing more punches. Now Tarver lands his first left hand of the fight upstairs. And now Tarver lands another left, goes twice to the body. Becomes the aggressor as he corners Jones.
You never see people go at Jones' body like Tarver just did. That could make a difference. He doesn't start head hunting, stay right on that body.
Jones blocking shots with his arms, and he lands a counter right hand. Tarver lands another left. Maybe Jones's most curious habit is that of backing himself into corners. He does it more frequently than you might suspect from such a great fighter.
Very good round. Now listen, he's trying to walk you to that right hand. Don't get caught leading with that left hand, okay? Now listen, when he goes to the ropes, give me some head movement, okay? Hey, listen to me, look at me, look at me. You got it, very good. Let's stay focused, you understand me? We got 2 hours, we gotta stay focused, all right?
He's sitting back right now. He's sitting back right now. He's trying to load up at the end, but just keep your jab, try to get your jab working, try to offset him. Set up some shots, okay?
All right.
All right. It's okay, it's first round, ready to go. Feel him on the outside. Feel him on the outside with some punches now. Make sure you roll something off.
All right.
Okay?
There is either a headbutt or a chin butt in this fight, as you can see there. Tarver dipping down and coming up to the right side of Roy's face.
Some things you do hurt more than a punch.
CompuBox numbers in round one don't offer much guidance as to who might have won the round. Jones 7 out of 27, Tarver 11 out of 40. Harold Letterman gives the first round to Tarver, probably because of the big left hands he landed in the last 30 seconds of the round.
I want you to know this reach that Tarver has is giving Jones some trouble. He hits you, but yet he's too far away for you to get him without jumping out of the way, Tarver.
And his determination to go to the body is apparent. Already you see that because of that reach, and George has made the point, Roy Jones is going to have to take more risks than is usually the case to get inside and do damage.
He's got someone just as quick and as fast as he is who can counter.
I don't know about that. Just as quick?
Yes, with that counter punch. This guy's a light heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. That's going to miss you.
He lands the left hand right through the middle of the guard.
That right hand hurt Roy Jones.
Antonio Tarver has gotten off to a very confident start.
Now he's got Roy Jones angered. Not backing away.
Well, Jones said, the first time he hits me in the head, the fight will be over. I'll dispose of him in 45 or 50 seconds after that. That hasn't happened. And frankly, a lot of us thought that Jones probably wouldn't be that aggressive in the wake of all the weight loss.
Tarver uses feinting himself now.
Jones to the body with the right hand. Got that one in.
That's been his most effective punch so far.
Now Tarver jabbing to the body to continue to create space.
Tarver's reach, the big difference tonight. Stays on balance, does his puncher, and gets right out of there.
Lands two more left hands right through the middle of Jones's guard.
Jones's nose has been reddened.
Roy Jones has been hit very hard by Antonio Tarver. Doesn't like it, wants to respond to it, has trouble getting inside.
It's speed versus speed and intelligence tonight. And a light heavyweight fighter. He's fighting in his weight class. Roy Jones has become a heavyweight.
In 8 previous fights in the light heavyweight division against Southpaws, Roy Jones has won on judges' scorecards 173 out of 186 rounds. Here, he may be losing the first 2 rounds on the scorecards to Antonio Tarver.
Every time he throws a punch, Tarver makes him pay.
Look at Tarver banging away with the left hand and landing them again, this time coming around the guard. And Jones didn't answer.
Hey, listen to me. You're doing beautiful, Antonio. Do me one favor. After you get your shots off, when he's on the ropes, okay, don't worry about his head. Walk back to the center of the ring. Don't stand in front of him. Okay, now listen. The jab that you're throwing is bothering him. Antonio, look at me. We got to stay focused, baby. The jab you're throwing is bothering him, and the head movement is bothering him, okay? When he stay low with him, don't come up. Stay low with him, and keep that jab in his face, okay? Now, when he goes to the ropes, get your couple shots off and walk right back to the center of the ring. Don't stand there and let him counter you.
Give me some more feints and working that jab. Change your jab up. Use your lateral movement.
On the ropes, Tarver is threading that left hand straight through the guard of Jones. And then you see him go to the body. And as long as Roy Jones is covering up, he's going to get punched. And as soon as Jones looks to punch back, Tarver is stepping back.
CompuBox count of power shots in round 2. Tarver 9 out of 23. Jones 5 out of 16. Antonio Tarver winning the first 2 rounds on Harold Letterman's card. And we have to assume likely on the other scorecards as well. Great start for Tarver.
And one of the things that I'm struck by, Jim, is how relaxed he looks in there.
Totally.
He's fighting as confidently as he talked coming into the fight.
Well, believe it or not, at this moment, I think he's fighting more confidently than Roy Jones because he has a clearer picture so far of what he can do.
Roy Jones is fighting actually as a middleweight because he's lost all of the muscles. He didn't fall into in the light heavyweight division. He went all the way down like a weak middleweight to this guy. Lost a lot of strength there, losing that weight.
So you think Tarver's stronger?
Tarver is stronger. He's got the power, and the snap is on his jab. Look, snap. Hits him and bring it back before you can block it.
Roy Jones just missed with a big counter left hook. He was short with the punch.
Now Tarver's playing Roy Jones' game. You want to keep doing what you're doing. Don't go playing that little chicken game.
Tarver using his jab to keep Jones at bay, not landing it, but keeping the space between them. Jones, unable to mount much offense, now gets in a blistering shot to the body.
And the crowd seems to be getting into this fight, even though there's not a lot of action. They see that Antonio Tarver is going feint for feint and punch for punch with the great Jones.
Another body shot for Jones. It's certainly different when they're in the center of the ring as opposed to in the corners and on the ropes. Tarver has been totally dominant when Jones backs into corners, and he's done it 3 times.
I like Tarver what he was doing in the first couple of rounds. Now he's going to clowning. You can't outdo that. Roy Jones is better at that.
In this round, Tarver hasn't gotten off, and Jones is beginning to.
He got him off of his game plan a little bit. Start jiving and juking, and that doesn't work in there with this guy. You got to stay basic.
Buddy McGirt is determined for Tarver to make the jab a force in the fight, and you see Roy Jones trying to counter it with left hooks. Now Tarver getting tentative with the jabs, and Jones hits him hard again to the body.
Roy Jones, the best body puncher ever in those middleweight divisions.
And there's the first big left hook that snaps Tarver's chin to his left shoulder.
Tarver stopped using his left jab, start playing with it and patting it with it. Jones got to look closer.
Now he backs into a corner again. Here's Tarver's opportunity. Manages to get in the left upstairs. Jones trying to counter. Jumps out of the corner, and Tarver drives him back into the ropes again. So Tarver didn't get much done till the last 15 seconds, but then he landed 2 big left hands.
All right. I like it. You double your right hand up that time and it landed. Let me know when you're ready for the head. When you shoot the single right hand, if you miss, double up with something. Come back with another one. Step up and come right back with a hook. I want you to make him move his feet a little bit more, champ. Don't let him sit. Make him move back. Make him move back.
Deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay? Now listen, he's having trouble. You're frustrating him. Okay? Don't fall into his game plan, because he's trying to take you off of it. Don't mock with him. Don't do none of that. Okay? Let's stick to what we came here to do. Okay, baby?
It was a desultory round for Tarver until the very end, when once again on the ropes he had the better of it. Roy Jones has in many fights gone to the ropes and invited opponents to come in and then found openings that he punched through.
Buddy McGirt echoing George Foreman, urging Tarver not to clown with Jones. Harold, how'd you score it through the first round?
Okay, Jim. 29-28, 2-1 Antonio Tarver. I get in the first 2 rounds. Roy Jones definitely come back to win the third. Jim, one quick point on the rules. You're only allowed to use a small amount of Vaseline on a fighter's body. Look at Antonio Tarver's head. I think it's greased up with something.
It's just a shiny old bald head,
Maybe.
Hey, we have an expert at shiny bald heads
I can tell
right
you
here.
everything about a shiny bald head.
Jones eyeing the body. Tarver looking upstairs.
You see, it's like those horses, those pacers. Once you break your pace, you're out of the race. Tarver was right, he was pacing right, and he started to clown, and he lost everything. He never should have done it.
Roy Jones fighting at the staccato pace that he likes now. This is a guy who, despite his multiple gifts, throws only about 40 punches per round because he can get his offense done in that small output of punches without risking much by leaving himself open.
The question that begins to emerge now is that it looks like it's going to be a long fight, maybe a long fight. And whether the weight situation will in any way affect Jones in the championship round.
I thought it would, but now Jones has made this fight fold into his kind of style, and he could do this for 25,
So you don't think
rounds.
he's using up his energy
Not
here?
at all.
Straight right hand lands for Jones as he leaps in and then jumps right on past Tarver out of punching range. 2 more straight right hands. Fight is beginning to come into Jones's wheelhouse.
Jones standing his ground and taking the lead now after losing those first 2 rounds.
What must Antonio Tarver do now to regain the advantage, George?
Oh, if a knockout does not occur for Tarver, he's in for a long, rough night because he was on gate doing a good job. He broke his gate. Now, how do you get back? He can't go back with the same thing now.
He was making the pace early, but then in round 3, everything changed.
He's just going to have to get in there, maul and brawls and try to get Jones to slug it out with him. He's tentative with his jab, Tarver is. He lays it out there and is almost afraid he's going to get hit with a counter shot.
Once again, Jones on the ropes. Once again, Tarver lets his hands fly.
That's what he's got to do all night long. Go back to the middle of the ring once you finish. Don't stay there, though.
Tarver getting the best of it again. Jones countered twice off the ropes. Hard left hook to the body. They don't like each other. They don't like each other at all.
Listen to me, go back to the mouth. That range was good that round. That range was good that round.
I got it. Alrighty? Look at me. You can beat this guy, Antonio. Look at me, man. You're giving him too much respect. Okay? Let's go, baby. You work too hard for this, man.
You got him, baby.
Okay?
God is on the job.
You work too hard for this. Okay, now we got to start picking up a little bit more. More head movement. Okay, he's getting desperate. You're trying to counter that right hand. So keep.
We got him just what we wanted now. Now he gonna stay.
Let's see, at the end of the round, Tarver got upset with that borderline low blow, and that's what all that face-to-face stuff was as the round ended.
Tarver only got off 25 punches in round 4 by CompuBox count. He's got to do better than that. Jones landed 7 of 33. They were the 7 he wanted to land.
You heard Buddy McGirt tell Tarver he's showing too much respect for Jones. Let's see what Tarver does now.
If Tarver could have continued to build that early lead on the scorecards, it would have affected the strategy of the bout. Now Jones is back in the position he prefers. Jones has shortened the distance enough now to land that right hand to the body pretty consistently.
Jones got Tarver's timing now. Locks his shot. Tarver's afraid to go in. That's what you want a guy, even when you can't do anything. Make him afraid to do something himself.
And Jones has made enough of a statement in rounds 3 and 4 that Tarver didn't even try to trap him in the corner when Jones backed in this time.
You can't be afraid of it.
Tarver's got to use every opportunity he can to close down the lights on Jones when Jones backs up.
He's allowing Jones to use the middle of the ring now. That should have been his statement.
Tarver, who was aggressive with the jab before, now pawing with it and backing up at the same time. Larry calls this punching from the back seat. Has Jones done this with power, George? Did he hurt Tarver enough?
He hurt him with something that Tarver is mighty afraid. And I think it was a body shot more than anything. Jones got that ability to hit you once and make you afraid for the rest of the night. Doesn't take 2 or 3 shots.
Or he might realize that the counter left hook is so fast that he may not see it every time.
You gotta attack him. You can't sit and wait for Roy Jones.
Tarver was offensively magnificent during much of the first 2 rounds. Now he seems to have shut it down, and Jones is pot-shotting it. Tarver gets a jab to the head there. These jabs don't have authority, but they start to land again. Jones's body shot does have authority.
This is when the veterans start to take over this. He's thinking and he's landing shots. Roy Jones, Tarver's got to get aggressive, make this man respect him a little bit as he did in the first couple of rounds.
Roy Jones, after an uncertain start, has begun to sap Antonio Tarver's confidence as we come toward the end of round 5. Tarver short with 2 jabs, short again. Jones landed a right hand.
You're not standing your ground. You're giving, no, don't shake your head, yeah, you're not doing it. You stand in your ground. You're not standing your ground, baby. You're giving them too much. Okay? You pulling with the jab. What's the matter? Talk to me.
Nothing.
Okay, let's go out here, baby. We got to fight this joker.
Okay.
Okay? You got to fight him. You can rest all day tomorrow. But you got to keep that jab going. You have to be the aggressor. Okay? You're giving him too much confidence, baby. Let's go. Okay, you start the round off good, then you go to sleep.
Okay.
We can't afford to go to sleep.
Okay. Every time he short shot at the body, he pulling back. Try to fake the shot to the body and give me a good strong hook to the head. Right. Or a good jab or something. He leaning back off of it. He ain't set the throat. Okay? Yep. Okay? He looking for the shot to the body. He's scooting his body out. It's hard to get to him. Hit the closest thing to you, though, when he move back. If his stomach there, hit the body then, his head come forward, right. Go to the head. A lot of feints to keep your movement going like you're doing, but get some combinations in. He's slowing down some. You'll be able to touch him more.
One right hand jab, one right hand jab. Come back with the right hand.
Come on, come on.
CompuBox numbers tell a fascinating story. Antonio Tarver, so effective with his big left hand in the first 2 rounds, threw only 1 power shot in the 5th round, didn't land it. Jones 8 out of 14, as I mentioned, hot-shotting from the outside. Buddy McGirt seems totally bewildered as to what happened to his fighter. Now Tarver starts to throw again.
You got to keep it up. If you're Tarver, you just got to keep punching. You can't wait to get a good shot with Jones. He's too fast. Just throw something.
And you can't expect that Jones isn't going to land. He's too fast and too accurate. So you're just going to have to take some of it. It's Tarver in rounds 4 and 5 seemed unwilling to do.
You can't miss a southpaw with a straight lead right hand, and Jones seemed to be exploiting that. He just throws one. If he misses the body, he hits the gloves. If he misses the gloves, he hits the head.
Not even trying to throw the right hand upstairs. There he wung one upstairs. Wung, that's the past tense of wing. But most of the time, he's just sticking that right hand resolutely to the body. Now Jones backs into a corner again. Will Tarver throw the big lefts? He was raining them on Jones in the first couple of rounds.
He's very wary of the fact that Jones is looking for him to throw the left hand.
Tarver starts to release again. Going to the body as he did effectively early on. There's the problem. Jones counters like a panther.
Jones is a good athlete, period. Be a good basketball, football, tennis. He's a good athlete. It's hard to fight those kind of guys.
Can I amend that to great athlete?
Yep, you can put him right in that territory.
I mean, I think it's the greatest body in sports, George. Even though he's put it through a lot of difficulty in the last 6 months, that's for sure.
What?
Now, Tarver can put the
hard right
pressure
hand
on.
Upstairs by Jones.
Tarver can put some pressure on. These latter rounds can make Jones fold a little bit because of the weight loss. He's not doing anything.
It's Jones who's putting pressure on Tarver with his ability to counter so effectively. Larry?
Well, Jones actually looked better against the bigger and slower Ruiz because he could fire off volleys of punches. And here he's back to throwing those one shots.
Now here comes Tarver again. Tarver reemerges in the fight in round 6.
Roy Jones is trying to make Tarver expel some of his energy because he's not in a great energy position himself.
Jones backs Tarver up contemptuously with 2 right hands. And there's a huge right hand. And that punch hurt Tarver.
Roy goes to the body with that right hand, trying to make range for the get up to the head sooner or later.
You're not doing that, baby. You're not doing nothing. You stand and let him take the play from you. Okay? Give me water, baby. You let him take the play from you, champion. Okay? We got the fighting now. Now you got to bite down. You're giving him too much respect. What's the matter, baby? Let's fight him. You got to fight him. When he goes on the ropes to land there, you're wasting energy. Okay?
Man, she got a little whelp under his left eye, Doc. Okay? What I want you to do is move out to your right, to your left, okay? After you shoot your right hand, move out to your left, stay on the outside of his right hand. Don't come back to center mass. You shoot that right hand, come back with an uppercut and going out to your left still. Okay?
His right hook ain't near as good as his left hand.
No, I know.
So why we roughing the right hook? Why we roughing
But the thing is, what I'm saying, when you land a shot to the body, you're coming right back out there, going through when he turns.
Antonio Tarver says he envisioned in his dreams a late round stoppage of Roy Jones.
It's possible, too. It is possible.
It also is possible that Jones scores a late round stoppage of Tarver. It's also possible we go 12 rounds.
That's better. That's probable.
Nothing settled here. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim. 4 rounds to 2, 58-56, Roy Jones Jr. Jim, I gotta tell you something. For 4 rounds, I've been watching Antonio Tarver stand there waiting for Roy Jones to hit him. And Roy's hitting him. I don't know. I just don't know what he's waiting for. Roy Jones smacking him with vicious right hands. And when Roy goes up on the ropes, he throws that right hand so hard that it will take Tarver's head off.
Work out.
Jones seems to feel as though he's taken away enough of Tarver's punching power now that he can stand in there and take it after he throws. Rather than to counter with one shot and go on by and get away from Tarver, he's standing and trading with Tarver. And now this gives Antonio a chance to get back into the fight a little bit with power shots. Trying to bust through the guard again, he lands a left hand.
Tarver's got to believe that he's effective now. You can't just think this guy's playing. Roy Jones is getting hit for real. Tarver's got to believe it.
Tarver landed that left-hand shot. Jones clowned a little bit. Tarver lands 2 more left hands. This kind of barrage scores heavily for Tarver, even while Jones sneers contemptuously at him.
Work out.
Now Tarver begins to fight the way he did early, seeming to realize that he's not going to win by standing and posing and trading individual shots with Roy Jones.
Roy Jones is going into those ropes not because of strategy. He's physically exhausted.
He's starting to breathe with his mouth open.
Well, that should give Tarver more chances to hit him. Let's see what he can get done. Jones dropping his hands to invite the straight left. Jumps out with the jab. Oh, those right hands to the body are thundering.
Only Tarver can understand that he's got to keep pressure on Jones.
Get the tape ready.
If only.
Straight right hand flush on the chin of Antonio Tarver. So quick. Jones gets the shot in when he wants to.
He sweeps that right hand just like a knife. It hits you, it'll cut your stomach off. That's the way Jones throws that right hand.
And the right hand upstairs as Jones gradually begins to raise the target.
On the rope like that. Don't lay on the rope with it. You get back to the center of the ring. That's where he tried to get off of little body shots on the rope. Keep your back to the center of the ring. Keep pot shotting. Keep pot shotting. Don't give him what he wants.
He'll be all right.
Really stay consistent at the end of the round, all right? Keep that jab in his face, Antonio. But don't pull out after you jab, don't pull back.
Okay.
Stay with it, okay? And you catch him going down the middle, baby. Deep breath, come on. All right, baby?
Okay.
Come on, baby. All right?
Possibly Tarver's best shot landed on the ear of Roy Jones earlier in the round.
CompuBox numbers on power punches in the 7th round. Jones 13 out of 20, or out of 22, I should say, 59%. Tarver, that time, throwing 41 power shots. Remember, there was a round 2 rounds ago when Tarver threw 1 power shot. So he's had a strangely inconsistent performance in the fight.
Roy Jones sits on the stool and actually looked like Sugar Ray Robinson when he fought for the light heavyweight title. Who was it he fought?
Joey Maxim. And
Joey Maxim.
You think he's that tired?
He is that tired. Now he's fighting on pure guts. And, of course, experience.
And Antonio Tarver Goes to the body hard, so if Jones is tired, Tarver can sap a little more out of him by hanging the punches on his body.
For those of you who aren't 100 years old like George and me, Robinson was beating the light heavyweight champion Joey Maxim, and then late in the fight, he collapsed from the heat.
Jones is not so much that he's exhausted, but he's taken off a lot of weight to fight this young man who's been waiting for him for years. Good thing about it, Tarver's not pressing anything. Roy is tired, but Tarver's allowing him to get a breath, get a win whenever he chooses. Only with prestige.
Tarver has been punished to the middle of his belly by Jones's right hand.
I think what intimidates other fighters is the speed of Roy's hands, as much as their punching ability. That they don't see the punches coming. They're beaten to the punch consistently. And so for most of them, they keep their guards up, like you see Tarver now, afraid to shoot their hands out.
You see when Roy throws 3 or 4 punches, he's tired. He has to go to the ropes for a refuge.
Tarver banging away at the Jones guard. Jones blocking punches with his elbows. Tarver just missed with the left hand upstairs.
Jones is looking for rest, and Tarver should not give him any.
And he
Don't believe that he's faking it. Stay on him.
No spinning. Come on, hurry up.
Kenny Bayless telling Tarver that he can't hold Jones with the shoulders and spin it.
There's an unusual amount of swelling on the left side of Roy Jones' eye.
Yes, his left eye is beginning to get puffy.
He's got nothing, and Tarver's got to believe it.
Jones not throwing. Tarver banging away. Jones giving away the 8th round. Seemingly trying to rest.
The referee is looking in on this.
Roy Jones seemed to give away that round as he sucked wind, looking for further energy.
Get his nose. Move your head, don't move back to the ropes. Come on. I'm here. Let them hands go. Okay, you gotta let your hands go. You gotta put something on this joker. Slow him down.
Keep the pressure. He's tired now, baby. Okay? He's tired now. Keep that pressure on him. And when he goes on the ropes, stay low and keep touching. Look for that opening. That's what we talk about. Okay? That jab is bothering him. Keep the head movement, baby. Let's hear. Look here. This is all yours. You want it? Let's go, baby.
I don't want you standing on the ropes like you're doing now. That's it. Okay? Come on, let's go.
Well, Roy Jones allowing himself to be beaten up on the ropes. You have to assume he's there, not because it's a place he loves to be, but because it's a place he thinks he can get some rest.
I don't think that it bothered Tarver that Jones stuck out his tongue. Antonio threw 40 power punches in that round, only 9 for Roy Jones. We're into the 8th, or excuse me, we're into the 9th. And clearly Tarver has won 3 rounds. Has he won any more on the other scorecards? One of the more competitive fights of Roy Jones's career.
Roy Jones indicated to us that this could be his last fight as a light heavyweight. He may do better against bigger guys.
Could be his last fight, period, because he says the heavyweight he wants to fight is Mike Tyson. And who knows whether Tyson will ever fight again.
The biggest thing tonight is Antonio Tarver. Doesn't look like he can beat him. Oh, good body punch.
No spinning, no spinning. There we go.
That's a fair referee, giving the same information to both fighters. You're not going to see that every day.
Kenny Bayless, first major fight of this magnitude for Bayless. good, agile, quick, athletic referee.
Jones is doing one shot at a time.
And that's taking everything he has to do that.
Yeah, but Jones is trying to win this round after having not been terribly competitive in the last one.
Well, Tarver's doing no shots at a time.
With movement, Jones has stopped Tarver's offense in this round so far. And with movement, Jones has set himself up to land one punch at a time, enough to be seizing the offensive initiative again.
That Tarver's waiting with that straight left now. He is trying to time hit Roy Jones with a straight left.
George Tarver knows he's in the fight, so he doesn't want to take any chances. That could be a catch-22.
He's got something up now. Finally got confidence to throw that straight right hand.
There it is. Left hand by George.
There it is. There it is.
Another hard left hand. And Tarver lets his hands go again. And the crowd is beginning to appreciate the spirited challenge that Antonio Tarver is putting up to Roy Jones.
Tarver says that Jones has always made mistakes in the ring that other fighters couldn't take advantage of.
Important rally down the stretch here by Jones. Tarver, with that flurry of power punches, had set himself up to possibly steal the rounds, but Jones, I believe, might have stolen it back in the last 10 seconds.
Heart and soul, Roy Jones.
And we got to work, baby. You got to work. He can't take that pressure, Antonio. Water, please. Water, please. He can't take that pressure. You got to walk to him, and you got to punch. Okay? When he starts them flurries, just punch. Don't worry about power. We got to score points. Okay? Look at me, baby. Listen to me, Antonio. I got all the faith in the world in you. You understand me? You understand me? Go out here and put pressure on this guy for the next 3 rounds. Okay? Don't take one step back. Dig that left foot in there, and let's work.
Okay.
Okay, baby? Okay? He's trying to pot shot you. He's trying to steal around. We can't have that.
Okay. Keep him turning when you finish. Don't stay in front of him. Oh, here, hold on.
This is Tarver's, again, his best punch is straight left hand, but he hasn't been able to land it anywhere except on the ropes with Jones' body braced to absorb the punches.
CompuBox numbers on power in the 9th round. Jones 10 out of 23 that time. Tarver 3 out of 12. So the seesaw goes back the other way. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 87-84, 6 rounds to 3. Roy Jones Jr. Jim, I tell you, in the middle of the ring, Antonio Tarver doesn't punch. He waits for Roy to go back and lay on the ropes, and then he comes up with a flurry. But it's just not enough. I think Roy's doing much more damage in the middle of the ring, like just right there.
I have it 5 rounds to 3 with 1 even.
Jones is breathing through an open mouth all the time now, fighting to stay at a high energy level as Tarver bangs him again with a straight left.
All night long, he's been waiting for that left.
Antonio Tarver is starting to risk it all, knowing that he's got a tired Roy Jones in front of him. He's going to give it a shot.
I don't know that I've ever seen Jones look quite in as much trouble as he does right now.
Never.
This is Florida here. Orlando
versus Pensacola.
I don't know who you're pulling for.
Well, these are some of the most suspenseful moments of Roy Jones's 14-year professional career.
Roy is going against Florida. Seems like the Florida athletes give all the country a lot of trouble.
Tarver trying to gain revenge for his loss to Jones at age 13 in the Sunshine State Games. Jones says, hey, look, it was a long time ago when we were boys, but I whooped him then and I'll whoop him again.
That's what he feels right now. Although he's been jumped on, knocked around, Roy Jones keep giving his all. Not gonna give up.
I don't know if the fight is there to be won for Tarver or not. But Jones seems vulnerable, and he is not doing anything about it.
You know, the fight would definitely be there for Tarver to win if he had managed to keep his momentum and his energy in rounds 3, 4, and 5. When he receded into a shell, gave the rounds to Jones, lost all the momentum he had generated in the first 2 rounds. If he had kept going in those rounds, he might be leading right now.
Well, I give Jones credit. He changed his strategy, and it took Tarver a few rounds to readjust.
Now that straight left hand is right.
Jones is taking big shots from Antonio Tarver.
And he can barely see out of that left eye, I can tell you that. There it is, straight left hand. Waits all night for it, maybe waits too much.
Combination. Yep. Keep your back to the center of the ring, baby. I don't want your backs on the rope at all. Okay? Come on, you gotta give me these 2 rounds big. Oh, your nose. Give me these 2 rounds big. Give me deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let's go. Let's go.
What round are we going to 10?
11.
Okay.
No, 11.
Okay.
It's 11 rounds.
Okay, Antonio, you got to jump on him.
Okay, I got
You
it.
can't take a backward step.
Okay.
Punch when he punch, baby.
Okay.
See if that's it. See if that's it.
Got it, baby. Championship
Punch when he
round,
punch.
baby.
Look at me, champ. I got to keep you focused.
Okay.
Punch when he punch. Don't back up.
Okay.
Back to the jab. Okay.
Cut yourself a new piece of bait and dig a little and fish a little deeper.
Top your box numbers.
Both of them have to do that.
Jones 5 out of 34, Tarver 17 out of 56. There is an electric air of suspense here in the Mandalay Bay Casino Arena. Antonio Tarver's in the fight. He's got a shot coming down the stretch against the greatest fighter in the world.
Not often you're gonna see the best fighter in the world so fatigued.
How badly is Jones' vision compromised out of his left eye?
Left eye, the sight is not there. I've been there. You want the guy to stay in front of your right eye.
Why doesn't Tarver jab to that left eye?
Tarver just seems not to take advantage of anything. Boy, but he's aiming with that straight right now, straight left.
And Jones continues to target the straight right. How many times, in fact, never, I'll say it, never has Alton Murkerson had to say to Roy Jones, Roy, with urgency, give me these last 2 rounds big. Not just give me the last 2 rounds, we need them big. That's big.
Most Roy Jones fights have been over after 3 or 4 rounds when his opponent yields, gives up, recognizes he's not going to win. In this occasion, Jones has to come back in the late rounds, and he's doing it.
What a performance now by Jones, reaching deep, trying to find the greatness that he needs to hold off Antonio Tarver. Now the combinations begin to flow. Now Roy Jones becomes RJ. Murkerson wanted a big round. So far, Jones has delivered it. Still a minute to go. Tarver now trying to jab. Jones having trouble seeing out of that eye. Tarver in danger of punching himself out against Jones's arms, but the tape comes free on his glove. What a lucky break for Tarver.
What a break for Roy Jones Jr.
Because
the tape came loose. Roy is
he needs
really
time to rest.
He's resting.
I think they were both tired.
But for good reasons, Tarver is he's landing shots.
Okay, let's see if he goes back to throwing. That was a great point, George.
Roy
To the belly.
Jones was an 8-to-1 favorite coming into this fight. He hasn't been that dominant, obviously.
But he may win anyway, because he's doing what champions do.
I can't believe Roy Jones Jr. Can't believe it.
We've all wondered how Roy would react to adversity. He is reacting like a champion now.
He's been out of this fight physically for the last 6 rounds, but yet he digs down and fights, throws shots anyway.
So it's guile, it's courage, it's will, it's his experience and knowledge coming to the fore.
Most of all, that's a heart.
1 round to go. Terrific fight.
We need this round. We need this round.
Championship round, baby.
We need this round.
We need it.
Don't look at me like that. We need this round. Listen to me. 3 minutes. Do not give up not 1 second. You understand me? Because if he misses, the crowd goes crazy. Okay. So we got to bite down now, Antonio.
Last and final round, touch glass, Roy. Keep him moving back, champ. Take deep breath. Take deep breath. This is it, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Keep touching, touching, and touching. Okay, baby?
Don't give him
nothing,
baby.
Don't give up nothing. Nothing, Antonio.
All right. Pressure,
Look at me. Let's go out here and fight for 3 minutes. You owe it to yourself. Okay, let's go.
World's yours, baby.
30 seconds, guys. Come on. 30 seconds.
10th time into the 12th round for Jones. He's won all 9 previous fights. Tarver, 2-1 in his 3 previous 12-round fights. Under the circumstances, the 11th round has to be seen as maybe the most courageous round of Roy Jones's career. Let's see if he can do it again in the 12th.
Exciting, it is exciting. Tarver still looking for that one straight left hand.
Buddy McGirt told him not to wait, but he's waiting anyway.
Waiting for one big shot. Here's the most experienced guy in the division in the 12th round. You got to give it to him. You got to give him one shot after another.
Buddy McGirt wanted much more than this out of Tarver in the 12th. He's not letting his hands go. It's the same problem he's had all night in the center of the ring. Now he drives Jones back to the left. And as Jones goes to the ropes, here's Tarver's chance. Can Antonio Tarver solidify the light heavyweight championship of the world? Can he knock Roy Jones out?
Jones is hurt, but he's fighting. We got to do more than hurt Roy Jones.
They're on their feet at the Mandalay Bay. Everybody's standing. High drama. Big right hand by Jones. Left hook lands too.
It looks like Tarver's gotten tired now. Tarver should have the most strength, the most endurance. And Roy Jones is doing this on heart and desire.
Through most of a safety-first career, we've waited to see Roy Jones tested this way. He's coming through.
When a boxer like Roy gets older, perhaps a little bit slower, we start to see what intangibles he has inside of him, not just the pure athletic ability.
He's got a bunch.
That's what I like.
He's got a bunch.
Inside. He's got a tiger inside of there, but Tarver's got that one straight right hand. He just has not delivered yet.
Step back, fellas, clean. There you go.
He hasn't delivered that straight right hand and come back with the hook.
Work out. Stop. Work out. Work out.
He's the greatest fighter of his generation. What's been missing was the risk. Tonight, it's clear, fighting Antonio Tarver was a bigger risk than Roy Jones thought it would be, though jeopardized throughout the bout. And as George Foreman says, physically low on energy, struggling after having battled to make weight, Roy Jones has dug deep and has found the best within himself in these last 6 minutes and seems on that basis to have saved his record.
That's the best fight we've seen Roy Jones in.
That's a massive understatement. The crowd is ecstatic, as well they should
Say
be.
no. I'm here, baby. I love you, Tampa. I love you, Orlando. Pound for pound. I told you so. Woo! What is on Roy Jones?
George, throughout his career, Roy Jones' most difficult and vulnerable moments have always come when he had his back against the ropes. Antonio Tarver tried to take full advantage throughout the fight tonight.
And he did. He was able to land combinations to the body and that straight right hand right in the middle of that defense. One after another. Roy Jones got a beating on both sides of his head, ear. This is not what you want to see the Roy Jones do in the boxing business.
Tarver is celebrating like that in anticipation of a possible victory. Harold Letterman's card shows Jones winning 116-112. And of course, emphatically, Harold, Jones won those last 2 rounds.
You know, Jim, as long as the fight was in the middle of the ring, Antonio Tarver didn't do a damn thing. He had to get Roy Jones up on the ropes to score. Roy Jones beat him up in the middle of the ring, and that's all there is to it.
Michael Buffer has the official particulars. Let's hear who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino of Las Vegas, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Jerry Roth scores the bout 114-114. Glenn Hamada has it 117-111, and Dave Harris 116-112 for the winner by majority decision, and once again recognized as the universally accepted light heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Jones wins, and the response speaks for itself.
In retrospect, it's worth noting the overwhelming majority of fans in the arena were certain that Tarver had won the fight, fixated as they were by the spectacle of watching Tarver menace Jones against the ropes and land big punches in the rounds that he had won. But what the judges were watching, of course, were those rounds in which Tarver was inactive in the center of the ring while Jones unspectacularly pecked away at his body to steal rounds. The controversial Jones win set the stage for a dramatic rematch. That would be the night when Tarver, with one big punch, would prove his point. And now they get ready to face each other a third time. The rubber match for Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones takes place October 1 on HBO pay-per-view. Be sure to be with us. I'm Jim Lampley. Thanks very much for being with us for another look back at a big fight of recent vintage on HBO's World Championship Boxing.